Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about landscape here. I have a landscape image of a horizon line, and the first thing I would do with an image that was jostling around would be to stabilize the image and then export it and then re-import it. I realize that you can do multiple tasks on more than one image, but in this case I know that you can't change the speed and stabilize at the same time. So I would come to the point where my horizon line is relatively stable and select my in point, and then go to the end and select my out point, bring it down to the timeline, and I am actually going to change the sequence settings to match my clip in this case, because all I'm doing is processing this clip for the future. I'm going to highlight the sound and get rid of it. I'm going to highlight the image. I'm going to go to Effects, and I'm going to find the stabilizer. And in order to do that, I'm going to highlight the search field and say Warp, because I know it's a warp stabilizer. It's under Distort. So I can then double click that, and it appears in the effects control, and it is analyzing the background. And as it analyzes the background, we are going to decide, do we want smooth motion or no motion? And do we want it to be smoothed out in terms of position, in terms of its scale? Does it get larger and smaller? In terms of its rotation? Do we want its perspective analyzed? And do we want a subspace warp? I think that either subspace warp or position, scale, and rotation will work. And then, after we're done, do we want to have Premiere increase the size of it and crop it and scale it so that it looks like a full image? Or do we just want to stabilize and crop it? Or do we just want to stabilize it? The last choice is to synthesize the edges, which means make up pixels that are missing once you stabilize the image. And I would suggest making your choice here. It really actually doesn't totally matter. If you crop, stabilize, and auto scale, that will be the most complete one-step version of this. If you just stabilize it, you may later need to additionally scale it yourself, which you may want to do. So here we have a red bar. The red bar means that this piece is not rendered and needs to continue being analyzed in order to be able to serve this function of stabilizing the image. So we'll turn it off for now and we'll come back.